Jasmine Crockett just opened herself up for a lawsuit. Our president could very well sue her for what she just said. And I honestly hope he does. Enough is enough. This woman has blatantly lied so many times, but I swear, this time she has crossed a line. Listen to what she says.
It rings true that I am fighting for real everyday people. And instead of talking about policy, when you're talking about the record speaks for itself, baby, let's talk about your record. Because the only reason you're the vice president is because the current president tried to have his last president. Let's talk about qualifications.
Lawsuit. Please drop a lawsuit off at her door. She continues to spin these false narratives. She continues to slander the president. And this is a woman that says every 5 minutes that she went to law school. She went to law school and she doesn't know the laws regarding what you can and cannot say about a person. And by the way, I love, Jasmine, that you didn't even try to defend your policies or your records because there's nothing to defend. You haven't done anything. All you do is get on national TV, on your phone, on social media and say outrageous things thinking that that's going to get you elected. We can't look at your policy. We can't look at anything you voted on because you barely got anything done. Why do you believe that you should be someone in power in our country when this is the way you're representing the United States of America? Is anybody else sick of this? Anybody else hope that he actually, in fact, does drop a lawsuit on her? Let me know in the comments.
Dear, what did Jasmine Crockett just say?
And that is actually what they are fearful of, is my authenticity, because it rings true with every single American, whether they're a Texan or not.
She's going to throw out lies. Did I miss something? When did President Trump try to...
Yes, ghetto Democrat is receiving backlash on social media. Even liberals are going off on her. She came after J.D. Vance replied him. If you watch American Feast recently, I think just 2 days ago, J.D. Vance gave a speech and mentioned her name. She didn't take that lightly, but she lied all through, replying to him.
Vance also attended Eric's Turning Point USA AmFest this weekend, and he decides to take the stage and come for Jasmine Crockett by saying, oh, she wants to be a senator. Oh, and her street girl persona is just as fake as her nails. Says the man that wears more mascara than his wife. Says the man that once upon a time he did not even like Trump. Says the man that is clearly bought and paid for. Because what happened to the J.D. Vance that didn't even like Trump?
Yes, it is very important to air your mind. Yeah, but don't lie. Jasmine said a lot of things in this interview. J.D. Vance is only the vice president because Trump tried to get Mike Pence. That is what Jasmine is saying. I don't know. I've never seen that. Oh, she's still struggling to push this their crazy January 6th narrative. What exactly? I don't get it. You don't say that. A lot of people are now calling Trump should sue her. And that is just the only thing. She has been doing this for a very long time and nobody is standing up to say something to me. I believe this should be the time the president should respond to.
So I went down a rabbit hole on the Democratic Party. And I wanted to do it for myself because nobody could tell me how the Democratic Party could push such weird agendas and somehow still get full support from black people. And I feel like growing up, that's all we know. Vote Democratic, vote blue. I wanted to see for myself where these loyal ties come in. Let's talk about it.
Democrats have long dreamed of turning Texas blue, or even a bit more purple, and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is hoping to finally make that dream a reality. She recently launched her campaign for the upcoming Texas Senate election, and as of now, she appears to be the frontrunner, holding an 8-digit lead over her Democratic primary rival, Texas State Representative James Tallarico. And just hours ago, Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in on the race at the Turning Point USA conference. The caricature he tried to make of you at this conservative youth conference. I think every black woman heard what he was trying to say there. It's extra laughable in a way because what precedes this moment is him coming out, to an entire pyrotechnic show and rock music and fanfare for, him to comment on your flair. But what do you think he's trying to say there? What do you think he's trying to signal at a conference like this to an audience like this?
Well, first of all, he's trying to rile up his base because right now we know that no matter if we're looking in deep red Tennessee, Mississippi, or Georgia, we know that we're swinging no less than 10 points. And unlike what we've had historically in Texas, because I know that you talked about the Texas dream of turning us blue, is that we have a candidate in me who absolutely plans to talk to any and everybody, and that is why they are afraid. The fact that he said I have a quote-unquote street girl persona, I'm sorry, but anybody that you talk to knows my credentials. They know that I've gone to school. They know that I'm educated. I never tried to put on some random story about where I came from, but at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I am authentic. And that is actually what they are fearful of, is my authenticity, because it rings true with every single American, whether they're a Texan or not. It rings true that I am fighting for real everyday people. And instead of talking about policy, when you're talking about the record speaks for itself, baby, let's talk about your record. Because the only reason you're the vice president is because the current president tried to. Let's talk about qualifications. Let's talk about who has actually been fighting for people way before she ever ran for office, whether it was in the courtroom or if it was in the streets, making sure those that were out there wanting to exercise their constitutional right.
Yes, if you watch this video to a certain point, you will realize there is something liberals are emphasizing. Oh, J.D. Vance did not like Trump. It is very normal for you to don't like someone at the beginning. But when you go closer to that person, your mind might change. I believe this was the case of J.D. Vance. So they have been working peacefully. Why bringing this now as a topic of discussion? Now, going back into Jasmine, she talked about authenticity. She's not authentic. A lot of fake things that we see. Sometimes she's struggling to change her accent, fake eyelashes. These are just a lot of these things that don't make her authentic. She is fake. Like I've been seeing a lot of people saying, what J.D. Vance said was just okay. I don't know why she gets so irritated to this level. Jasmine is forgetting something. Trump will not be the president again. His mandate will soon be over. These attacks every single time going back to Trump, because you can't figure out anything to criticize J.D. Vance. So the only thing you can do is to go back to Trump to pick up something to attack. That is funny, right? Look for something and attack J.D. Vance. That's what I want to see. Don't go into his boss. Then you struggle to bring. He's only the vice president because his boss tried to take away this man's life. That's insane. It means you have nothing against J.D. Vance, because if you will not go back to Trump. That is just my little observations on this video. I don't want to make it long. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. Please share the video. As of the short clip, that is for white algorithm.
I'm going to make a correction here. Not what I would like to have heard from you, but you did do it. So there you go.
Get out. Buy what I'm selling. Yes, this is a lemon. Yes, he is selling nothing but lemons.
One thing I'll give him credit on is this bonuses to troops. He's giving them basically $1,700.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see
it is
them
coming
get
a month.
breaking through all. Put his condolences out.
Democrats think that MAGA is going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Rob.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
So you and your husband were friends with Rob and Michele Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true.
A dangerous relative as a likely suspect, a tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one interview,
She said, we don't.
Should have said nothing.
The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When
People ought to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolute horror.
I'm going to kind of stay away from you. And